Johnny Dark.
Okay, it's 11:05 at WIOD. See all the possibilities that has? It goes with anything. That's the great thing about a cappella jingles. They kind of fit in with anything. We have an open line in Broward now. We're really very concerned about it. In fact, we had a meeting, a staff meeting about it during the 11 o'clock news. Mm-hmm. At 524 WIOD, the gentleman who eats Corvettes with his Mustang is on the line, right?
I'm 5-0.
5-0? Well, a Mustang is there's no question about it, a hot car, and I don't know though. Probably
I haven't raced the 90 though.
You probably stay away from the ZR1 though, I would think.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything this side of a Lamborghini should stay close to the ZR1.
Exactly. And I don't know, the 90's pretty. I can't really notice yet because I've only had it for one day, but it's fast.
Oh, you'll get around to it. You'll feel the power.
Yeah. See, I start out when I get to stoplight. I pull along when I get a new car. I pull alongside like a Fiero or something like that.
But on the contrary,
or maybe a Chevette.
On the contrary, I lost to a Super not too long ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll meet you with my Super. We'll see what happens.
Well,
out on the highway. We'll start out slow, then we'll work up to the Vet.
I still think for the money. I mean, the Vet is a beautiful car, but the Mustang is affordably fast. I don't think you can beat it for $14,000.
Well, I gotta be for how much?
$14,000.
Oh no, that is low. You're right. But I gotta tell you, because I have that Ferrari, that incredibly expensive piece of garbage.
Very fast.
Well, it is very fast, but it's so damn expensive. But the one great thing about Ferraris, though, they increase in value. That car's worth $30,000 more now than when I bought it.
Oh, absolutely. And,
in a year.
What is it? I don't think they're not going to make any more until June of next or July of next year.
Yeah, and so they say in 5 years that car's going to be worth a fortune and all of that.
But it's a beautiful car.
But the point I'm trying to make is that a Vet, not the ZR1, but just a regular Corvette, is really a bargain as compared to like a lot of those real expensive foreign cars. Like the Ferraris and the Porsche.
No, like you were saying earlier about the 17-inch tread. You can't lose it. I think doesn't the 90 have 18-inch? Haven't they gone up to 18?
Yeah, you're right. They're bigger than even the other ones. You're right.
They're incredible, but when you blow a tire, you got to work a little hard to buy one, yeah.
Yeah, I know. What are they? About $300?
I think. Don't you have the Goodyear 18-inch Gatorbacks, if I'm not mistaken?
How do you know that?
Well, I'm into cars.
Yes.
They're expensive. They're like $295.
Yeah, like I said now. Why argue about $5? Okay, when you get to 300, you just round it off.
This is true. Forgive me.
In fact, as a matter of fact, that was my choice. I was either going to put new tires on the 88 Vet that I had or buy a new one, and I figured I might as well buy the new one.
Well, how many miles did your 88 have?
About 29,000.
Oh, that car was a cherry.
I know.
So to speak.
Absolutely.
So to say.
Well, listen, I'll see you out there on the highway, so govern yourself accordingly.
You'll recognize my Mustang, though.
Why?
It's black and beige and has a light rack.
And have a what?
Has a light rack.
A light wreck.
A light rack.
Oh, rack. I thought you said wreck.
No, rack.
I've had a few cars that look like that with a light wreck. Okay, listen, take care of yourself.
Good day.
See ya. It's 11:09 at WIOD. I guess there's my first challenge, boy. Just to get a new car. I'm all excited, and this guy's already wants to drag. Or he was in drag, one or the other. Boy, look at those phones today. What the hell's going on, man? They're just sizzling today. Aren't they? Maybe this is good. Maybe this is a reverse reaction after the Dolphin loss, because it was a good game. I mean, they did have the lead to the last. How many seconds were left? 2 seconds? 5 seconds? Something like that. 2 seconds. And Kelly just unconscious, just kind of rolled his way into the end zone. Boy, that was sickening. That was disgusting.
Jim Kelly?
Jim Kelly from Love 94
yeah,
and
I like
Power 96.
Show. Yeah.
Get out of here. If you get rid of that motorcycle jacket, somebody might... Oh, here's Joel on a mobile. Joel?
How you doing, Neil?
How are you, Joel? It's
fine.
nice talking to you.
Get serious, okay?
Okay.
I can't believe
How
it.
are things?
Well, things are very fine. What size of threads were you guys talking about?
Size of threads?
Yeah. On the tires.
Threads?
Yeah, you were talking about threads.
Talking about 18-inch tires.
Oh,
threads?
I'm sorry.
No, you got the wrong thing there, Joel.
I'm sorry. I apologize. My friend in Oral Gables embarrassed me in front of my boss, but it's okay.
Yeah, I imagine he would. If he heard there was a guy named Joel calling in, he'd get your license plate in no time.
Immediately. As a matter of fact, I'm in Palm Beach, and I guarantee you JT is right after me right now.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Especially from Oral Gables, right?
Look in that rearview mirror, boy, and he's riding up a storm.
I'll tell you what, I got a Geraldine Ferraro that runs pretty fast.
Do you?
Yeah, she's pretty fast.
If you had all the heavy baggage she's carrying, you'd be running too.
Well, listen, I called to say it's not true. I am not a Nazi. and I just want to say it.
This is not Joel, though.
Yeah,
is
it is. It is Joel.
Joey?
Yeah, well, it's Joel,
Joel?
supposedly with 2 L's and the E at the end.
No.
With the pink panties and the whole deal.
No, come on. This is Joel?
Yeah.
Is your name Joel?
Yeah.
Well, why did your your friend there, say Joel?
Well, I don't know what his problem is.
Is that what he calls you, like in intimate moments or
Well,
something?
he doesn't govern himself accordingly.
I see. Well, we don't want to get into this too deeply, if you know what I mean.
Well, I really don't want to get into too deeply.
Because Senator Inouye will come right down and grab me right off the air.
Well, the thing is, he doesn't hold on to what he's got. You know what I mean?
Well, if you listen to the Ranieri show, he might start.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, listen, Joel, have a wonderful life.
Take care of yourself. Govern yourself accordingly.
We sure will.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. It's 11 past 11 at WIOD. We heard from Joel today. Boy, this show is really... Oh, I know why things we... Oh, no, they're all lit up. I thought they might slow down just a hair. You know why? You see what time it is? Joey's on now.
Oh, jeez.
And I understand he's got the Smeg Green follow-up to that big show he had with Smeg on Friday.
Oh.
Boy, she's everywhere, isn't she? She is just like a legend in her own mind, that Smeg. She is phenomenal. She knows nothing about finances or money or anything else, but she looks good. She really does. She's a very attractive lady who knows nothing. And that's the kind of show that we strive for here at WIOD, is to have a lot of people on who either sound good, look good, or a combination of both, and know nothing at all. Speaking of that, Steve this afternoon has got Marvin. Oh, this is such a morbid topic. I hate to even promo it. Isn't it morbid?
Yes, it is.
Look at Nick. Nick, hey, if Steve's doing it, Nick says it's got to be okay. What are you doing in here? What are you here for so early? Are you kind of like the gopher now? You just kind of run around and... Okay, here comes a message now, because everybody's got their own board op now. Roger does Ranieri's show exclusively.
Yes.
Marvin is doing our show because he wanted to get off at nights. Oh, you're doing Sharon's job.
Yeah, that's right. There's somebody to do it.
Nick is doing Sharon's job, so he kind of like checks the fax machine, and he puts out these insipid little promo sheets. Well, we know Sharon is history. You weren't listening when we said goodbye to her on Friday? No, he wasn't paying any attention because he figured, well, it's the last day I got to put up with this crap, so I'm not paying any attention. Now, he was doing some business. He was writing some business on the hotline. Yeah, we wish Sharon the best. I really missed the boat, so to speak, the other day, but I kind of was shocked because she brought that motley crew in that she ran off with. It looked like from one of those pirate movies.
Yes, it did.
What was that awful movie with Christopher Atkins? Not Phoebe Cates. Was Phoebe Cates in it? Paradise?
Mm-hmm.
No, that was with Willie Ames. What was?
That's
No,
right.
this is a Linda Blair.
Christopher
and
Atkins.
Chris Atkins. Some pirate movie. They were on this ship, and he was running around naked as always, and she kept spinning her head around and throwing up pea soup on the ship.
That movie is.
But that's what that crew looked like that she had in here. Man, oh man, did you see her boyfriend, Captain Hook? Oh my God, he was all schmutzy, and he looked like with a patch over his eye, and with a what do they call those phony hands? You know,
Hook.
A hook. Yeah, there's a word that goes before that, but we can't say it. It's 11:13. Johnny Dark. Better recue. Come on, Johnny. Johnny Dark.
A magic
They
card.
don't mess with Johnny Dark.
Man, what a card. What a God.
Oh, God. Ladies and gentlemen, we've discovered the magic card. That's magic with a G.
Yeah.
Not a J.
That's right.
Hey, whatever happened with Waxy that everybody was supposed to get fired and the sale of the station was supposed to go through and
They're
they
all
were going to
there.
auction off Ricky's cap and they're all still there?
Mm-hmm, they sure are.
Well, what the hell happened? I guess the sale didn't go through, huh?
Maybe not.
Probably Senator Inouye is checking it out to make sure that he doesn't want Ricky off the air. He said if it's the last thing he does. By the way, we want to welcome to WIOD Boy Gary's new assistant from Louisville. The incredible, this guy that he brought in, his name is Joel. I just found that out. 2 on the same day. Isn't that a bitch? You go a whole lifetime, you never meet one guy named Joel, and then all of a sudden 2 within an hour.
Is that what you're going to call him?
Joel.
Is that what you're going to refer to him as?
Boy Gary and Joel. We got a mobile on 2. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm the same guy that called the other day about the dog situation.
Oh, yeah. Your name isn't Joel, is it?
No, this is...
Boy,
I'm
if we
Bill,
got 3 in one
Bill.
day, we'd be in the Guinness Book of Records easy. Your name is what?
Oh, Bill. Kendall
Bill.
Bill. In a car phone.
Bill on a mobile.
Yeah.
Bill on a mobile phone.
I'm on a mobile phone,
Okay.
man. Now,
My name
listen
is
to me,
Sandy.
Neil. I heard all about your new, bright, shining Corvette.
Oh, boy, this is the talk of the town, isn't it? I'm the first guy in town, I think, with a 90 Vet. Probably not, but that's what they told me
Well,
at Ed
let
Moore's.
me tell you. Let me say something to you.
Yes.
That Bill Calder gave us full details.
I know. I heard him mention something about it yesterday or this morning, and then some guy called in and was talking about my white Cadillac or something.
Well, no. I have a yellow Cadillac. You have a white Vet. Let's put
There we
things
go.
on.
Let's get it straight.
Okay, now,
As Jack would say.
the only thing I want to mention is that I want to congratulate you, of course, and I want to take up a collection.
What,
For,
to help me pay for the
a
car?
new stereo system. Or a psychiatrist, one or the other.
Yeah, well, I think the last one is probably the right one. In fact, I called my mother last night to brace her for the shock because, every Tuesday I go over there for dinner. So tomorrow I'll be driving over there in the new Vet, and I just wanted to brace her for the shock. And, of course, she said,
Well, you needed that like a hole in the head.
Sounds like my mom.
yeah, oh, boy, no
Well,
matter
have
what
a
it is.
nice day,
If
huh?
I go out and buy new underwear, she gets all hysterical,
All right.
Couldn't you have sewn the old ones together?
Well, you have a nice day.
Okay.
Bye now.
See ya. It's 20 past 11. Boy, everybody's in such a good mood today. It's shocking, isn't it? I guess that Dolphin loss brought them back to reality or something. Although I shouldn't say that because they played a hell of a game. They really did. Far, far beyond anybody's wildest dreams. And then only to blow it in the last 2 seconds. Boy, that is so typical of Jim Kelly. That's just right up his alley. I wish Jim Kelly could play for the Cowboys with JJ and they could go 0-16. Wouldn't that be great? That is really a shame, though, that the Cowboys never even put a point on the board. They were really tossing their muscle around, so to speak, in the preseason and showing everybody how great they were. Now, all of a sudden, when the games really count, JJ gets slaughtered. 28-0 by the Saints, no less. Boy, I'd be embarrassed, wouldn't you? I'd be humiliated. And probably when they play the first home game in Dallas, the fans are going to start screaming, "We want Landry," stuff like that. And goodbye, Jimmy. Probably have Jimmy Johnson voodoo dolls, stuff like that. 21 past 11 at WIOD. I guess we better take a little break here because we got those trends coming in, don't we?
This hour.
Oh, my God.
You all
Aren't you
right?
getting real nervous about that?
No.
Wait a minute. Maybe we ought to do a little Dick Farrell promo.
I pledge allegiance to the flag.
Okay, just a little bit at a time, okay? In fact, I have a great idea. Remember how we used to play two carts, like, alternately back and forth?
Sure.
Let me hear you. A one, a two, a three.
Of the United States of America.
Okay, we can kind of get Harry and Dick Farrell's kids together there.
That's appropriate.
Oh, God, 21 past 11. At WID. We don't want to talk too loud. It's a Monday. We don't want to wake up the natives, but we do want to tell you about the melting pot.
And to the republic.
Take me out to the ball game.
For which it stands.
Take me out to the crowd.
One nation.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack.
Under God.
I don't care if I ever get back.
Okay. Oh, Harry. Oh, they're out of control.
If they don't win it,
Johnny
Once they get going, there's just no stopping these people. 25 after 11 at WID. Boy, those trends are coming in 20 minutes. A lot of pressure. Now, who would you say is under the most pressure in this trend? I better not ask that question. Miami, hello.
Yeah, Neil, how are you today?
Great.
Listen, you missed that guy's call. He told you he was black and beige with a light rack, and he'll be looking for you. He's a trooper.
Oh, that's
it's a
what
5.0.
I got
And
it.
plus, he's got a supercharged 5.0.
Yeah.
Okay, with that front end.
I didn't understand anything he was talking about.
I mean,
He has a supercharged front end?
no, it's supercharged. It's a supercharged 5.0.
Save that for the Kane show, okay? We don't discuss those kind of things on this
Listen, who do you think Schwades is sleeping with to keep his job?
Come on, now what kind of a statement is that?
I'll tell you, the game
I don't know.
is
Have any
great.
ideas?
Okay, well, just thought I'd let you know.
That's
and also
fair.
to all those people that put the Dolphins down, they're playing the team that's going to be in the Super Bowl, and they did a
I don't know why
fantastic
you
job.
say that. I don't agree with that. I think Buffalo, don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from the Dolphins, but I think Buffalo is overrated. Buffalo is not going to be in the Super Bowl. Just because Larry King says so doesn't make it so.
Well, you got $50?
Yeah. I only wish. Not after yesterday, I don't.
All right, keep it up. Do a great job.
Okay.
Right.
It's only $50.
Okay, 26 past 11 at WIOD. The lines are beginning to thin out now. We have a couple of open lines, one in Data, one in Palm Beach. It was only just make-believe here in the beginning.
Oh.
Just wanted to give us a false sense of security. Okay, let's see if there's one more on here that I think would be really good exercise for Johnny.
Boy, pressure. Now, here's the man with the most pressure.
Johnny Dark. Johnny Dark.
Yeah.
At least he didn't step on it.
No, that was fair. Goes to show you, even Johnny's not perfect. Coconut Creek, hello.
Hello, Neil. How are you?
Great.
Yeah, I just called up. I want to complain a little bit.
Okay, let's get right down to
What
it,
the
sir.
hell?
This is what we're here for.
That's right. This is South Florida. It's my right to complain.
That's right. If you want to say anything on this show, sir.
Listen, I hear all this crap about that one-armed bandit up in Washington giving you problems now.
Oh, now don't say that. That's terrible.
I know it's terrible.
That's
hey,
awful.
I'm sitting here.
Well, wait a minute. What do you mean the Herald?
Huh?
The Herald is?
No, I'm going to talk about the Herald too, but I wasn't talking
What did
about
he
that.
say?
That one-armed bandit up in Washington.
No, I don't mean that. Don't keep repeating that.
What?
That's grotesque.
I know. I'm sitting here.
What do you mean one-armed bandit? He doesn't have one arm,
Yes,
does
he
he?
does. Sure does.
In a way?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's right. That's a war injury. Well, don't say that about our great beloved senator. In a way, yeah, you're right.
I'm sitting here. One of my fingers almost chopped off. I'm sitting home from work for a month now. I'm gonna be a chronic on your show now.
What do you do? Slice bread?
No, I got caught in an air conditioner fan motor.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway.
God Almighty! Thank God it was only your finger.
Yeah. Huh?
Can you imagine the possibilities?
Ooh. Get a little too close. Huh?
Don't be saying those awful things because you know Jack's on the word processor right now, sending letters off to our good friend Senator, our good liberal Democrat from Hawaii, Senator Inouye,
This I want
who
to talk
did such
about.
a masterful job at the Iran-Contra hearings.
Yeah. They're so up in arms about you, okay?
Well, wait a minute. Did you see the piece?
What? About?
On Channel 7.
No, I didn't see it. It was on last night?
No, it was on, I think, nobody saw it. Boy, that's quite a commentary that almost nobody in the world has seen it. We had one guy who called in who saw it, and nobody's watching Channel 7 News, I guess. I think that's quite a barometer.
Rick Sanchez. I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way, so to speak.
Oh, boy, don't. That's a line I'm not even going to touch.
In the Miami Herald 2 weeks ago, last Sunday, they had a thing in the traffic section, the magazine section.
Yeah, my favorite.
Yeah. On the front cover is Dave Barry. He was holding a basketball up, okay, with his middle finger, okay, on purpose. He was showing you that he's spin the basketball.
Yeah, what kind of a disgusting gesture is that? All those little kids see that, Dave. What are they going to think of that?
That's right. They might do something...
Although, as a matter of fact, most of those kids are giving Dave back the same gesture because they've read his column, okay, and they know how boring he is. Yeah, Dave Barry is the epitome of this community, okay? He's pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
He's never said a funny thing in his life.
But there's some of the things I've read...
In fact, the only funny thing he ever said was...
It's only $50.
But a couple of things I've read in the magazine section, I mean, I can't believe they print it. I mean, in books you read some of it, like they use the...
Vulgar.
Huh?
Vulgar.
Vulgar?
I think we need a Senate investigation of everything. I think we ought to have rampant censorship, and all the kids in school, instead of the Pledge of Allegiance, ought to be forced to sing Deutschland über alles.
What the hell are these people doing complaining about you when they can just turn your damn radio off instead of listening to you?
Well, they don't have anything better to do, and they don't like the fact that they think I troll for sex on the air.
It's incredible.
I'll tell you one thing, sir. If I'm trolling for sex on the air, I'm probably the most unsuccessful radio broadcaster in the history of America. Because I've forgotten even what it's like.
It's terrible. I can't believe it.
It's terrible? Well, then I guess I'm not missing a thing.
Hey, just by the way, I just saw Joey show just now. He was doing aerobics just now with some guys.
He was doing aerobics with some guy. Was one of them named Joel?
It looked like Joel.
Yeah, poor Joey, boy. It's really something. I'm glad that he's working, but I don't think it's going to be for too long.
But I'm going to start bringing a chronic on your show now. I'm going to call you. My name is Louis D. I'm going to be calling you from Coconut Creek at least twice a week now.
Louis D. Well, that's what we need. We need a new bunch of chronics now to replace some of the old ones.
That's right. Hey, I'm here at home doing nothing. I'm crippled. I got to call you up and bother you now.
No, you're not crippled. You had a little accident. That's not going to last forever, is it?
No, it'll be for a couple of months. I'll be laid up. I won't be able to do much.
Uh-huh. So when you call, we can say it's Louis the Geek in Coconut Creek.
Sure, you can call me whatever you like.
Is that Coconut Creek?
Yeah, sure.
That's great. Louis the Geek in Coconut Creek. What's wrong with that?
I said Louis Louis D, but you can call me Louis the Geek. It's all right.
Okay, Louis.
All right.
You're a great American.
Thank
Now,
you.
you're not going to talk to me, are you, Louis?
I'll talk. Why not?
No,
Glenn?
not next time.
Next time. All right.
Okay, Louis.
Take care.
See ya. Don't try to keep him on the line now. You're finally getting rid of him there. He said all those disgusting, intemperate things about our beloved Senator Inouye. We don't even live in Hawaii. We can't vote for him, although I would like to live in Hawaii. But not if he's going to turn out to be a nerd, okay? I thought he was a pretty good guy. But I guess he's governing himself accordingly these days. Plus, we never even saw the piece anyway. I wonder if Cheryl is listening up front. Did we ever get the piece from our friends over next door at Channel 7? Because we were going to work on that and see if we couldn't find out what it was about. Dick Farrell is on line 8, ladies and gentlemen, one of America's truly great talents.
Hey, it's none of your bleeping business. Get off my phone and go to sleep.
I'm going to keep playing the card. Are you on there?
Hi, Neil.
Oh, he is on there.
Let's just get off to the right start right away.
How come you sound so subdued?
Because it's early in the morning and I'm listening to your show. And
Well, it was early in the morning. It was early in the morning the last time you called, and you were hostile and just.
Well, wait. Last time I called, you
Hey,
were
it's
saying
none of your
nasty,
bleeping
pejorative
business.
things
Get off my phone and go to sleep.
See?
The last time I talked to you, you were saying nasty, pejorative things about me, which were
Exactly.
untrue.
Well.
Now you've said some nice things, and I must thank you for them.
Well, you don't think I meant them, do you?
Lord knows what you mean when you say.
So now that I know you're a one-time New York police officer, we have to speak nicely about you because you might take down the license plate number of my new vet.
Well, actually, I don't know what it looks like, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, it's not really too hard to figure out.
Listen, we're going to have a lot of problems because I'm an Expos fan.
You're a what?
An Expos fan.
Oh, great. Well, I knew you had a lot of problems, Dick.
Lex is going to burn you today.
Is he really? Oh, he's really been burning his last 3 starts. He's 1-2 with an earned run average of almost 6 in his last 3 starts. He's been getting bombed.
Well, listen,
And it seems to me,
on a couple other things.
Seems to me the first time that the Cubs met Langston up in Montreal, Dawson hit a 3-run homer in the first inning, and they beat him 4-3. I could be wrong, but I think that's
It was
true.
cold that night.
Yeah, that's right.
Listen, the song by the Grassroots is not called "I'd Walk a Million Miles." It's "I'd Wait a Million Years."
Oh, here
And my
we got a
new show is going to be out from 8 to 11, not 8 to midnight.
We have
because that guy who wants to borrow
another
$50.
nitpicker joining the staff at WIOD. We could use another nose picker, but not another nitpicker. Well, listen, welcome to WIOD.
I thank you, sir.
And when are you going to start?
October 2nd.
October 2nd. Well, what's the date today? September the 11th? Gee, that's getting pretty close. Of course, you know the trends are going to be out any minute now.
Yes, and you better keep your fingers crossed.
Now, for what?
Because you want your trends to look good, don't you?
Oh, this guy's going to be a great addition to the staff, isn't he? Boy, oh boy. He comes
You don't really care about ratings, you know that.
No, we're not here for ratings, sir. We're just here to have a good time and eat a good meal every day. That's all that counts.
May the good news be yours.
Exactly. Well, we're looking forward to it, and I certainly hope you clean up your act before you come over here.
It's already spit polished clean like your new vet.
Great. Okay, we'll see you.
Bye.
Bye. There he is, Dick Farrell. Remember his ice cream parlors up in Detroit?
No.
You never heard of Farrell's? Are we going to have to go through this again?
I forgot
What
it
kind
is.
of a goyish cup are you, anyway, that you never heard of Farrell's ice cream parlor? Everybody in the audience who knows Farrell's, look at that, every line.
Nobody knows Farrell's.
They
don't.
He knows Farrell's. Marvin once met somebody named Farrell. I think her name was Joelle. You don't know from Farrell's? It's an ice cream parlor. I think they had one, or they have one in Dayland, don't they? Or they used to? What is it? What is the one in Westland? Oh, well, he don't know from Westland. Are you kidding me? You don't go over there.
Westland.
Hey, I used to live in Hialeah, pal, right a block away.
I don't go to Hialeah.
Do you know that Jack will go crazy when he hears this? This is true. I used to live a block away from Miami Lakes High. Yeah. Now, if he knew that. And the amazing part of it is I never drove through the parking lot. I never trolled for anybody over there. And I guess I missed out based on what Jack is saying these days. But, no, I lived there for a year, 1977. So I'm very familiar with that, with Westland. Yeah.
Not me.
You're not?
Mm-mm. I don't think they let me in there, do they?
Don't you have a passport? It's 11:35. Glued together with LePage's glue, kind of like from the WNWS school. By the way, speaking of WOLD, I want to say a special good morning to Dennis Collins this morning, because we certainly know that Dennis is either monitoring directly or indirectly. Still, over the weekend, found a lot more communications between our friend Jack and Dennis Collins.
No.
Just seeming like a never-ending back and forth patter.
Now, are you talking about the general manager at
WNWS, Dennis Collins?
Our Dennis Collins.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of bizarre? I guess it's just a coincidence. It's 11:38 at WIOD, Fort Lauderdale. Hello. Okay, nice talking to you. Kendall, a Zeta Spy report.
Yeah, good Zeta Spy report.
This is amazing. And are they still on the air?
Well, they've gone beyond turning the corner. I think now they have governed themselves accordingly. You may have heard this one before, though.
Wait a minute.
Sure.
Who is this?
Yeah, you know who this is.
Boy, this is, listen to that voice.
I've got a cold today, Neil.
Oh, man. What? I thought that he's auditioning for the Dick Farrell show.
Not quite. Do you know?
By the way, you're involved in those writings. You're just prominently in there all over the place.
Well, I called all the time. I should be.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Do you know that every Monday is commercial-free Monday on Zeta?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you guys had known that.
The Bird already kind of ferreted this out, so to speak, last week.
Okay, I didn't hear that. Because I figure they can't sell the show. Now they're going with commercial-free.
See, I thought they were already doing that.
They were used to that ever since we left. They had commercial-free Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
I'm waiting for the commercial-free weekday.
When you get a new car, you set the buttons on your radio, and I put a button on there, because used to be once in a while, like about every fifth record I enjoyed, so I had a button on there. And last night I punched them up, and I don't understand what they're playing anymore. Do you? I don't know.
Traffic and the Stones.
I took them off my radio. I took the button off.
I don't know what they're playing.
I put Love 94 back on. I did.
Oh, my God, you are trying to really get back in their good graces.
Did do
Look at this. Love's 94. They need your help.
Yeah, I know. They're
Boy,
my
they
first
really
button.
need you badly. Don't take it personally, Greg, but, it can't hurt.
Oh,
right?
The trends will be in soon, and the truth will come out.
Well, you'll probably have them on your computer, right?
Oh, not me.
Any second.
Not me.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye, Neil.
Okay. It's 11:40 at WIOD. Wow, this is really exciting. That was, by the way, Jack, that was just a sarcastic joke that he'd have them on a computer. It was just a joke. You don't have to call up Arbitron and get all oh, God. If you could see those notes. What we need to do is get some TV time, because on radio it's not effective enough. Get some TV time and show, first of all, have a camera panning in on these stacks and stacks and stacks of letters and notes and ramblings and... it's just amazing. I mean, this is 2 years of somebody's life involved in harassment and surveillance and being a general pain in the ass. What a way to go, huh? But, of course, God told him to do this.
That's right.
That's what Torquemada said, too. Del Rey, hello.
Yeah, hello, Neil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching that ABC program, and in a way also said...
Wait a minute, ABC program?
NBC, I'm sorry.
No.
The one with
No. It used to be NBC. Now we're getting warmer.
All right, whatever.
The one with Sally Fitz.
Whatever it was.
Okay.
Well,
it's obvious you're going to have a good grasp of what it was. There's no question.
In a way, also said that he's going to have the FCC check into the licensing of WIOD because it's coming up for renewal.
Yeah, we already know that.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Just a minute. Did he mention me by name?
Yes, he did.
Senator Inouye.
And the program itself had a picture of you at your board with all your lights and the telephones and everything else. So
let's clarify this again. Senator Inouye said he's going to get Neil Rogers off the air if it's the last
said that he's going to try to get you off.
Oh.
He's going to check into it to find out exactly, because he has some tapes of you.
Yes.
And he's going to check into that and have the FCC check into WIOD's
Well, wouldn't you think before he'd make an intemperate and juvenile remark like he's going to try to get me off the air that they would conduct the investigation first rather than to make such an outrageous statement?
Well, look, let's put it this way. He's still a liberal. Okay? One other thing I wanted to bring out to you, Neil, besides this.
Yes.
I'm only down here about almost a year. And on WMCA in New York, there was a talk show host, Barry G, or whatever his name was. What's the matter?
What is his name?
I think it was Barry G or Barry D.
Barry Gray.
No, not Barry Gray. No, sir.
Barry Epstein.
He's on, well, whatever his name is. Well, this guy was a maniac.
Very
when
good.
I say a maniac... one thing he said was that he wanted all the boys that were circumcised to sue their parents for disfiguring them. This guy screamed and yelled. When I say screamed and yelled, he did. And finally, he got a hold of one guy that called in, and this guy really laced into this guy. The guy only lasted on WMCA 13 weeks. They forced him to make a public apology to this man that he lambasted on the.
Well, let me ask you: the guy that he lambasted on the air, was he circumcised?
Well, whether he was, maybe his nose was circumcised.
Oh,
Who the hell knows? But the thing was that the guy was no fool, and he told them, he wrote a letter to them, and he put in a bid for WMCA's license. So he must have had quite a bit of money also.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is that the people that probably watch that news broadcast are probably smart enough not to listen to you. That's why you don't have too many people talking to you.
What does that say about you, sir?
Me, it makes me a damn fool to listen to you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you admit it. 1144 at WIOD. We have an open line. At least his honesty was refreshing, wasn't
Correct,
it? Not too intimidating, but somewhat refreshing. We have an open line in Dade, 751-WIOD, and one in Boca at 278-9463. 278-WIOD. So evidently, now that was an entirely different version of the story from the one we heard from the earlier caller, and here we've been on for almost 2 hours, and we've got two whole people who saw that on Channel 7 News, so they obviously are really having a tremendous impact in the market. And like I said, since the story allegedly was about me, it's unfortunate that we're so far from their studios that they couldn't have come across the walkway and talked to me about it. Could they? Would have been a little bit too tough. Kendall, hello.
Hey, hello.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Not much.
Hey, Neil, how about those Cubs, huh?
How about them, sir? They're doing it.
Hey, they're kicking
some serious butt.
Some serious butt.
Yeah.
Hey, Bird. How about those Cubs?
He isn't going to respond to you.
Hey, Neil, I don't know if it's kind of important, but I heard that lady on WNWS, what's her name?
Sandy.
Yeah.
Or Debbie Ellis. They have a lot of ladies at WNWS. Some of them have guys.
The one that was from 10 to 12 or something like that.
Oh, Alice Rantel?
No, the other one.
Debbie Ellis.
Right. She almost said, she was saying WNWS at the end of her show, and she almost said WIOD.
Really? Well, that's probably wishful thinking on Debbie's part. We have a problem because I can just barely squeeze through the doorway. Debbie would never get in the building. She'd have to do the show from the parking lot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, can I call somebody a douchebag?
Sure. Listen, don't beat around the bush. Listen, no matter what Senator Inouye says, sir, the First Amendment is still alive and well. This is America, and we're not going to let some douchebag from Hawaii come over and tell us what we can say on the radio, okay?
That's right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to call Alex and Herb a douchebag.
Well,
and Guy, he's a douchebag.
There can be no question about it.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to have any hard feelings or nothing like that, but this is like kind of a chronic call.
Is it?
Yeah.
Who is this?
Fabian.
Well, you were okay today.
All right.
Now, if you just wouldn't have told us that at the end, it would have been a lot better. 1146 at WIOD. We do have an opening in Dade at 751-9463. 751 WIOD. I like that guy that called about that ABC telecast, who didn't know what network it was on, what channel it was on, who the people were, but he sure all knew about that Neil Rogers and how embarrassing it was to admit that he was listening to the show. See, people intelligent enough to watch the news, he has a good point, wouldn't be listening to this show. So what was his excuse? That's the $64 question. And when he calls us again, like 2 years from Tisha B'Av, maybe he'll give us the answer. 13 till noon. Boy, those trends are going to be out any second now. Aren't you like, God.
What?
Under tremendous pressure. You can just feel the walls vibrating.
Can you?
Oh, that must be GTR cranking it up again in there. We'll come back. We don't have anything to do here, right? No, we're just sailing along, singing a song. We'll be right back.
Ranieri here. I know you've all heard about heavy metal music. How is it affecting your children? What is it causing your teenagers to do? Tomorrow morning on the next Inside edition of the Mike Ranieri program, which occurs from 5:30 to 10 o'clock, we're going to get to the bottom of heavy metal music. We're bringing in a tuba player.
5:30 tomorrow morning on News Talk Radio 610, WIOD.
610 WIOD.
Johnny Depp and Patty Hearst
together again. They're making a new movie together.
Oh, they're in a movie together.
It's called Cry Baby. It's Sean Waters' new movie. Johnny Depp will be the star. Be out probably next
Something
year.
about him, you know, he, because I remember very vividly the day we did that show with him in the studio. He's one of those people who looks entirely, he's like a chameleon, you know what I mean? In other words, on like Monday he can look one way. You know what I'm saying? Remember that Rolling Stone picture?
Yeah.
With the earring down to his pupik?
He doesn't look like himself in that picture with Patty Hearst.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Strange.
He looks like about 20 different people.
Yeah.
But anyway, you folks don't care about that. It's 10 before noon at WIOD. We're just sitting here breathlessly awaiting the arrival of those trends. Who's going to bring these now that Sharon isn't here and Yolanda's gone too? Who's probably Nick?
That's right.
And are you going to believe the numbers that Nick brings in here? That's the question, okay? He's probably going to doctor the numbers before he brings them in the studio. Pompano.
Good morning, Neil.
Yes, sir. Buenos dias.
This is a big day for Cubs fans, big day for Montreal.
A big day for Montreal?
This is their season.
It is?
Yeah, they have 6 left, 3 in Chicago and 3 in Montreal.
I know that.
And, you know, this could be something you're just gonna hate.
Why is that?
Can you imagine a Montreal-Toronto World Series?
No, I really can't. And the way the Expos are playing, they've lost 8 of their last 13 and 23 of their last 36.
Well, they're really doing it.
Well, they're doing it. If they continue doing it in about a week, you can forget about, Canada.
Yeah. Is Zimmer back on this 3-day rotation?
No, that's why he pitched Wilson yesterday, and he struck out 10 men in 5 innings, pitched a great game.
Well, we got a chance then.
There you go.
Let's go get him.
Who?
Montreal.
Montreal, yeah. Well, good luck to you, sir. That Langston is pitching today, boy. He's really hot.
Okay, Neil.
Good luck to you, sir.
Bye.
You'll need it. Montreal fans. He must be an Alice Rantel listener, huh? Because, Alice is a big
that's
Expos
right.
fan.
I
Very,
forgot about
very
that.
monster Expos
He must
fan.
be nuts this
Yeah, he
week.
must be just right on the edge. Especially when these trends come out. Boy, there is somebody. Now we have the new lineup, Dennis Collins' new revised and refurbished lineup over there. They shuffled those cards. And I think this trend will go a long way toward showing us what that's going to be all about.
Can't wait.
Going to be exciting. And Greg and Donald, of course, are sitting out there in separate rooms waiting breathlessly.
Yeah.
Who else is like hanging on a thread? Of course, Calder's hoping for a little upswing here. This would be a first indication, perhaps, of something.
Irene Richard
is out there just shaking in her boots. Now, if she has a bad trend, you're not going to knock her, are you? You're not going to make some kind of vicious assault on Irene Richard if she has like a really bomb of a trend. You're not going to do that.
Oh,
would
you got me confused with some other guy.
Yeah, you would never do that.
No.
Okay, there's an open line in Broward now. If you move very, very fast, because they've been just coming out of here like crazy today, haven't they? Like termites coming out of the woodwork. 524 WIOD, and let's go to Miami. Hello.
Hi, Neil. How you doing?
Okay.
I saw that Channel 7 report about you.
Okay, now this is the third one, so
Yeah.
this is kind of like the tie-breaking vote on what it was all about.
Okay.
Now, was it an ABC report?
No, it was Channel 7.
Oh.
Jane Acree was the reporter for it. And what they were basically, they talked
Jane
to...
who?
Jane Acree.
Acree?
Well, however they pronounce her
That's
name.
correct.
Yeah.
Jane Acree.
Well, anyway...
That isn't correct. That's not how she
It
pronounces
is.
her name. Acree?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah. Oh, well. Anyway...
What a Yahoo way to pronounce your name, Jane.
Anyway, what they interviewed Mike Disney for a while. and
Speaking
then-
of Yahoo...
Yeah, really. And they showed they showed tape of you eating.
Oh, yeah, well, that figures.
That figures. And
Shrimp, no doubt.
That could have been any
shrimp,
time.
exactly.
Mhm.
From Zeta.
Yeah.
Oh, they showed that tape?
They showed that tape.
The Zeta tape.
Well, it's too far for them to come over here and take new file footage. It's much too far, so they just relied on the old stuff.
Yeah, obviously. Oh, well, that's about it. I'd like to call...
No, now, wait a minute. That's not about it. You didn't tell me anything.
All they were talking about was the challenge to the SEC license. That
Right.
was about it.
Right, and what did Senator Inouye say?
They didn't actually show him talking. They showed a tape of him, but not speaking directly about you, as far as I can remember.
Uh-huh. Well, this certainly conflicts with that old fart that called in a little while ago, who I think was making it up as he went along.
Where's he from, Delray? What the hell does he know?
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Okay. Well, it's fascinating. We've had 3 calls on that news clip, and every one of them is a totally different story.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Isn't this great?
Now, all this guy wants to do is call his friend a douchebag. He doesn't want to talk
go
about
ahead.
this.
All right, I'd like to call Bob LeBaron in Boynton Beach.
Well, now, wait a minute. Now, you laughed over his thing there. Come on, who is it?
Bob LeBaron in Boynton Beach, a real Neely, a douchebag.
Okay.
And by the way, Jack governed this accordingly.
Okay, good call, sir.
Okay, bye.
By the way, he'll be right over to take down your number. It's 11:55 at WIOD. Another open line now in Dade on the heels of that sensational call. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. Friday, guess what they had on C-SPAN? You know, every now and then they show a talk show on C-SPAN.
Sure.
They go in and they tape a whole show, and they just go in the studio, and you see a radio show with the commercials and everything. They had the Jerry Williams show from WRKO in Boston. It was so ponderous that it was comatose. It was incredibly boring. Shocking.
Talking about heavy
They were talking about Barney Frank.
Were they?
Yeah, and they had 3 people on there who were dressed in drag. And, no, seriously, they're talking about that, and then they got into saying he had an open hour, and the calls went on much too long, first of all.
Yeah.
And the spots, the live spots he was doing, were so geriatric, it sounded like WOLD. I mean, he had a lot of them. And don't get me wrong, I think Jerry's terrific, but it's just, he's doing that same old shtick boring, you know. And then he was promoting the fact that sometime next year, they're going to have the second annual, C-SPAN was kind enough to cover the first one, they're going to have the second annual talk show host convention, and he's the president of this group of self-important talk show hosts.
That's right, Alice will be there.
Oh, Alice and Mike Siegel. He mentioned Mike Siegel's name, his good buddy, and all his underlings. It was really boring.
Dick Farrell will probably be there.
Now, are you going to pick on Dick Farrell? I will grant you, I must say that his call that we had a little while ago is really ponderous and very puzzling.
Yes.
Wasn't it? For a guy that's coming to work here and looks and wants us to say nice things about him, I thought it was really a disgusting call.
Yeah, it was like a troublemaker.
Yeah, exactly. But that's his nature. He's a troublemaker and a provocateur, and of course the thinking is here that he's going to come in at night and stir everybody up and get a lot of listeners. And certainly good luck to him, because boy Gary and his sibling Luella, Joelle, were the ones who evidently came up with this masterful stroke, and it no doubt will be tremendous. Okay, let's take a call from Pembroke Pines. Hello.
How you doing, Mr. Rogers?
Okay.
To me, I'm the first-time caller, and you got the greatest show here.
In the history of broadcasting.
I'm disability. I listen to you every morning.
Well, bless you, sir.
And a friend of mine told me he was having trouble with your satellite system. I got one, and I get, it's great. I wouldn't have a cable for anything in the world.
Well, you're absolutely right. And I've got mine all straightened out now, and I don't disagree with you at all. You get everything that's ever been invented, and the cable companies are just stick it to you. They give you whatever the hell they want, and it's wrong.
Right.
In fact, if Senator Inouye wants to get involved in something useful, why doesn't he go after the cable companies?
That's the truth.
Instead of running around telling everybody he might get Neil Rogers off the air.
Yes, no, he should go to them, like you say.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Rogers.
Okay, sir. Have a great day.
Okay, bye-bye.
2 minutes till noon at WIOD. The time is getting closer. Now, see, they said 11:45, but I guess that's when they started feeding them on the computers, perhaps.
Probably.
Or not, as the case may be. But during the noon news, we'll go back there and check it out and see who's being naughty and nice, and maybe they're holding stuff back on us. Now, is Spike Wise in the building, do we know?
Probably. If it's Trend Day, I would.
Because if it's Trend Day and there's stuff in there, we can count on him to come rushing in here, especially if GTR goes up even marginally, okay? Even just the fact. No, seriously, he'll come racing in here and keep mentioning 97 GTR over and over again to the point of being juvenile and embarrassing.
That's our bill.
Yeah. Well, he liked that the Beatles record, Act Naturally. That was his favorite, and he certainly does at all times. Okay, well, that's going to just about do it, and I can't believe we've already, killed 2 hours, and here we are at the halfway mark. Boy, this is great. It's kind of like all downhill from here on in. Steve this afternoon with that incredible show, Marvin Weinstein with Parents of Murdered Children. And then on Sports Talk, speaking of crime, we have the Dolphin Edition with Rick Weaver talking about how just letting that slip away from us in the last seconds yesterday. Be a lot of gnashing of teeth. And speaking of gnashing, Chuck Myers standing by with a noon WIOD News, and we'll come back as it gets closer and closer to the moment of truth for broadcasters all over this godforsaken town.
Kicking ass with 50,000 callers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the lightning round on the Neil Rogers Show.
Okay, well, it's 12:06. I dumped out that WINZ jingle. I don't want to hear that. You know, it's ponderous, and it's embarrassing. Well, we're up to a 4.8 again on WIOD from a 4.4, and that still includes that bogus month of June.
Mm-hmm.
So when the summer book comes out, of course, we do have the Alex Bennett factor on this show, which remains to be seen. They have 4 asterisks that they're going to... But seriously, 12 plus, WID went back up to a 4.8, and I have a feeling that W Snooze and WINZ probably are down there in the upper 2s or low 3s. Upper 2s is my prediction. 2.8, 2.9, right around in there, 12 plus, with ancient demographics. So now we're just waiting. All the hot shots. Bill Wise is out there, and Disney is standing around like he understands the numbers. And boy, Gary has got he's got double suspenders on today. Well, he was nervous. The trends were coming in, and he figured if the first pair snapped, he better have a backup. And his partner in crime, Joel, was back there. I haven't even seen Joel. Does anybody know who that is?
Yeah, I met him. Sure.
Oh, yeah, a guy, huh?
Yeah, Kurt.
He's Kurt.
That's with a K,
Kurt and
not a C.
Kind of like the guy that called in before. Okay, it's 12:07. The phones had dropped off to almost nothing. I don't know what happened, but I think that everybody's just on pins and needles now for these numbers.
Probably.
And, well, that's a good sign. The station overall 12 plus went up from a 4.4 in the last trend to a 4.8. Now, this is June, July, and August, okay, for the Arbitron trends, the Arbitrends. And June is not a valid part of the summer book, but they go 3 months at a time. It's a rolling number. And, of course, there are a lot of people in the business rolling in the aisles right now, waiting for those numbers to come in. Man, the people at Love 94 are just, oh, God, they're just foaming at the mouth. They got their fingers crossed, their knees crossed.
You bet.
And, of course, in Irene's case, that's probably a good idea at all times. And who else?
Well,
this is exciting.
Motivation Station, of
Motivation Station's hoping that they're going to make it again, that they're going to show up just a little, not a lot, just a little bit. And, of course, Woofy Radio is really nervous over there at FIU. They're praying that their number is a real big one.
VUM.
And VUM is very tense. So, anyway, this happens once a month. It's kind of like something else. Like every month we go through this in this business, and, of course, it's just more pressure than anybody should have to deal with. See, those of you peons out there in the audience that have these menial, meaningless jobs, you know, people who have their Sabrett hot dog stand or whatever you do, and you figure you're not making the big bucks, but you don't have to go through this every month.
No kidding.
Okay?
No kidding.
And if you have your own Sabrett hot dog stand, probably nobody's even coming by taking down your license plate number. So there are a lot of things to be said for being self-employed. Okay, we've got 5 stinking lousy calls on that board. It's embarrassing as hell. I'd be embarrassed, for example, if Senator Inouye came in the studio right now. I would be so depressed. Well, there's 6, but 2 of them in date aren't lit up. 751 WIOD. I'm really curious to see how many different versions we can get about that story on Channel 7 News last Wednesday or Thursday night. We've had 3 calls. Each one of them is as different and unique, and it was an ABC report, wasn't it? Channel 7? Well, that guy's a little confused. He probably didn't have his Metamucil yet today. Oh, I shouldn't say Metamucil. Jack will get very upset.
Really?
You should see all the letters he wrote to Metamucil at the FDA when I made that joke about lacing Metamucil. Oh, geez. This is a serious matter and people's lives are at stake. I
remember.
You know, this guy's got a sense of humor that is so incredible. It's almost, here's Nick.
Oh, my.
And here's Boy Gary right behind him. I'd look behind if I were you right now. I'd be very cautious. Top 20, music? Top 20 hits on GTR. Here we go. This is 6 a.m. to midnight. The June, July, August trend. Life. What does that give you an idea of what this market is all about? Life is number 1 with an 8.6. How the mighty have fallen. Hot. I'm telling you, Hot's going to slide. Because people are going to start realizing that music they're playing is garbage.
Yeah.
Have you listened to it?
No, I don't listen to it.
I don't understand what that music is.
I can't get it.
Hot went down to an 8.1. Power a 5.2. Magic, oh my God, how the mighty have fallen again.
No.
See, I hate to say this, but I don't believe this. Okay, it's bad sampling again because listening habits don't change that dramatically in 1 month. The station doesn't go from 9.2 like Hot to an 8.1, especially in the summer when all the kids are out of school, unless the sampling is screwed up. Of course, if we do real well in this, I like it a lot. But anyway, so Hot was second with an 8-1. Power had a 5-2. That's up slightly, so they're closing that gap.
Yes, they are.
Boy, I bet you we'll hear from Bill Tanner today. QBA, no speaking English, they had a 4-9. IOD a 4-8, so we were number 5 overall, and of the English-speaking station, well, of course, number 1 AM by far, English. CMQ-FM and other no-speaking English had a 4-5. Magic went down from a 5-3 to a 4-2.
Bad sample.
Boy, Joe Johnson's going to be rich. Now, I like this next page I got because it doesn't have any call letters on it, okay?
Well, you don't need that, do you? You're so picky.
It's a great copy. It has no call letters. Jeez.
But look how dark the printing is.
All right, now, wait a minute. QBA FM. Now, it's going to take a moment for me to write these down, so you people listening, just whistle Dixie or do.
Uh-oh.
And Spike Wise has come racing in here. Oh, it's just this. All right. Well, when you have something important, then you can come back in. Like I said, when you have something important. Who is up?
Really?
Where?
Neil Rogers was up?
Oh, you've got it there, and you're holding it back? What a putz. Oh, my God, look at that. Life in Midday had well, look at that. We passed Magic, and I don't understand. Life had a 9-9. Well, they do 10 sometimes. It's embarrassing.
I know.
At IOD, in Midday, we had a 6-8. Now, that's still with that awful month of June in there. Now, what's going to happen when June disappears? Of course, we do have the Alex Bennett factor in the last month of the summer book. Now, that could be a real blow to... And Hot had a 6-7. So we had a nice increase there from a 6 to a 6-8.
We beat Hot? Oh,
but yeah, they're not in the top 3. Good. Or, they were third. I'm sorry. Boy, they dropped all the way around. I told you they would drop, and I think they'll continue dropping.
So only Life beat us. That doesn't even count. Life
nobody counts. It's elevator music, and nobody pays any attention to it, Dennis.
Not at all.
Okay, it's 13 past noon at WIOD. I bet you Dennis Collins is very, very excited about the fact that those Life numbers are just way up there, dancing on the ceiling, okay? And if you're a potential advertiser, by the way, and you spend any money on background elevator music, I just want to caution you, because nobody listens to it, and unless you believe in subliminal advertising, I'd save the money. 1213 at Harpin Incorporated in North Miami Beach. Says we have a lot of Neelys over here, and on the 13th of this month, that's Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah.
In North Miami Beach from noon to midnight, the Camillus House truck will be there at 1999 Northeast 164th Street. Brother Harry Somerville, the house director of Camillus House, will be with us 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. It says we're not soliciting cash donations, goods only, food, clothing, toiletries, medical supplies, linens. So that's coming up Wednesday from 9 to 11 p.m., and that's at 1999 Northeast 164th Street in North Miami Beach at the Hallover Shark and Tarpon, HST. So if you've got foodstuffs and medical supplies and linens and so on, govern yourselves accordingly, and please help out the Camillus House, okay? Anyway, the trends are coming in here. Boy, I'm glad we got that in here early, okay? We did very, very nicely. Let's kiss the ground, thank the audience for whatever it is we thank them for their stupidity, like the guy said before, the guy who was watching that ABC report. Also, this is really shocking. It almost is deserving of a jingle. I have a note from Alex Bennett. Shocking. Out of San Francisco. In fact, the letter is so light that it kind of like floated in the door. Dear Neil, just want to say what a pleasure it was to take over in your absence. Hope I didn't rearrange the furniture or dirty up the place too much. You're a rare thing in this small thinking business, and Miami is very lucky to have you and have a station that supports your madness. Again, thanks for the opportunity, but not too much. I don't want you to blast me on the air for kissing your ass. Alex Bennett. Isn't that cute? I always liked Alex a lot, and he was great. I heard that when he was here, it was really almost indescribable. Anyway, it's 12:17 at WIOD, and... Geez, I can't believe these trends here. I'm tempted to take some calls because every line is lit. Should we take a couple of calls while we're waiting for more?
I wanted to think about the trends for a second. A 6-8. I just wanted to...
Now, are you going to start going on the air saying we did a 6-8 and we did this? Because Calder ripped you for that, too. He said
what?
We had this and we had that. For taking credit.
Am I taking credit because I happen to be on the show?
Because if you weren't here, it would probably be an 8-8. Now, see, I just said that just to make Calder happy because he hates your guts. Margate, hello.
Hi, do you allow a female voice on the air this morning?
I think you're the first one. Isn't that amazing? Well, the women are so shocked from that Dolphin game yesterday.
That was a Black Sunday.
Yeah.
The Mets lost, the Yankees lost. The
a bad day for New Yorkers.
Lindell lost.
How about those Jets, huh?
Well, the only bright spot was the Dallas game.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Did you ever notice I think Jimmy Johnson and Don Noe are related?
I've never seen them together now that you mention it. I think they have the same barber.
They both have those chubby cheeks. They look like squirrels storing nuts for the winter.
Hmm.
Anyway.
Don't tell that to Brian Norcross.
No, I'm from upstate New York. I'm
Really?
from your area.
Well, good. Let's schmooze about that for a while and really get the bird upset.
I'm from Fairport.
Fairport, right outside of Rochester.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute. KT just came in, so you know whatever he's got is important. And here's Nick right behind him. We got like a parade of people coming in here today.
Could I ask you just one question quickly?
And by the way, to the Arnie, I did not lose the Craig Biggio cards. You can be sure they have a special place in my heart. Yes, ma'am.
You used to talk about Southwestern Restaurant in Broward County, Southwestern Food. And I've been trying for weeks to remember the name of it.
Armadillo Cafe.
Armadillo.
In Davie.
Yes. We even wrote
Bill Wise looks real, oh, God, he looks suicidal.
Uh-oh.
GTR must have taken a death knell. You don't mind waiting 1 second, do you?
No.
Well, wait a minute. Here's all the stations. What happened to GTR? They're not on the first page.
Uh-oh.
Where the hell are they?
Uh-oh.
No, come on, Spike. Where?
You must have Uh-oh.
They went from a 3-3 to a 3 in 12 plus. 3-0. Go ahead, ma'am. I don't want to give these on here. Spike will get... He's just suicidal. That Bill Wise. You know our good buddy, Bill? Look at this. Ranieri in the morning, 5.8 to a 5.7, so he stayed just about the same.
Yeah, what else do you have in the morning?
You care about this? Ma'am?
What?
Oh, okay.
I thought you were talking to Glenn.
No, well, I don't want to ignore you and be rude. I'm trying to get you involved in the conversation. It's obvious you don't care about these ratings, right?
Of course I do.
Now, Magic
I've been a Neely for years.
Magic in the morning dropped from a 5.1 to a 3.9. They really had, Hot went from an 8.7 to a 7.9. They're still number one in the morning, though. Now, I wonder about the Colonel's Army before the Colonel bailed out. I wonder
Start
just...
at the bottom and go back.
She had a 1.7 in the morning. That's up from a 1.5, but still pretty desperate. Zeta, oh, my God, just when he was catching on. He went from a 1.5 to a 1.8, and they let him go. Boy, isn't it incredible? He was sizzling. He was smoking, ma'am, and just as they were starting to take off like a rocket, they knocked that show off the air.
You know, we had those books. They asked us to...
Really? You had diaries, huh? Well,
yes.
God bless you.
Yes, we did. I don't listen when you're not there. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm not going to comment.
If you're not there to me...
What a slip that was. Life had a 9.9. IOD had a 6.8. Let's see. Our Q went up about 20,000. We did pretty damn good, okay? So, Senator Inouye, before you take me off the air, maybe you ought to take a look at the book, all right? That wouldn't influence him at all, because he's got that tape from Jack, and he's got his mind all made up. Hot 105, 6.7, down from a 7.3. CMQ a 4.9. QBA a 4.9. Joy, 4.6 to a 4.7. Magic midday from a 5.6 to a 4.6. Magic seemed to be just have hit their peak.
Bad month.
Power from a 3.8 to a 4.4. W Snooze, look at this. Woo! Look at this. This must be the effect of Debbie Ellis. They went from a 3.1 to a 3.8 in midday. That Debbie, I told you, big in this business. She is a giant. Y100 from a 3.4 to a 3.6, followed by Kiss. Oh, I know what we need to see. We need to see the morning numbers for Calder. We already saw that Ranieri was about... Well, now, just a minute here. Ranieri had a 5.7. This is 12 plus. Oh, I've got my fingers and legs crossed for Bill. Are they on here? Did they make it? Oh, no, come on. That would be ridiculous. They're not on this sheet? Well, I want... it only goes down to a 1.1. I want Spike Wise to give me the QAM numbers. Remember he did that the last time? Because they didn't make the 1.1. Well, he didn't expect. They started with a 0.4, so maybe if they went up to a 0.7 or 0.8, that would be like that would be double. Oh, boy.
Well, I can't say anything because he'll take it as a rip no matter what I say.
Don't talk about Calder Show. He hates you like poison already. Midday, where were we? We had that big Debbie Ellis. No, she did increase that dramatically.
Yeah.
3.8. Now, when did they make that change? At WOLD. When did they make the change? I
can't remember.
Oh, now I'd like to look. Oh, no, he is going to love it. Look at that. Steve went from a 3.1. Well, how come you're not giving me Steve's number? Oh, here it is. Okay, wait a minute. I'm holding my breath. Well, 3.7 to a 3.6.
It's okay.
And at night, WIOD from a 3-1 to a 4-4. So I guess that means Farrel's not coming, huh? Okay, Dick, if you're listening, because he must be listening because he called a little while ago. Boy, Gary, just slipped me a note. He said he changed his mind. Don't buy a house. I need another soda. Do you think that Cheryl is listening up there? And she's got that executive stash up there in front.
No idea.
Look at Marvin. He's smiling like, I'm not going to go run and get you a soda or anything. Nick would go get me a soda, but not Marvin. Marvin's still thinking about Chicago. By the way, I wonder if Jack has Marvin's itinerary in Chicago written down somewhere. Boy, that would really be
good reading.
Talk about a scandal.
Yeah.
Okay, 7 to midnight. Look at that. Now, what about QAM 7 to midnight? They're always bragging about their big sports show over there and how they're going to kick ass against sports talk. QAM from a 2-1 to a 2-2. So they went up just a hair.
Got a 2-2.
But our nighttime 7 to midnight went from a 3-1 to a 4-4.
Now, we want to ask some specific numbers here.
Oh, we haven't gotten to Gloves 94 yet.
Exactly.
Well,
like
let's take a look at the morning show on Love 94. We're on the first page. We're on the second page. Now we're on the third page. Now, they made a little comeback from a 2-0 to a 2-2. Now, this is 12 plus again. I just mentioned that in passing. Midday, they're not on the first page, but they are on the second page from a 2-6 all the way up to a 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, here's your girlfriend, Irene, in the afternoon. Not on the first page, but on the second page from a 2-4 to a 3.
All right.
So how do you like that? Okay. See, there was that, everybody got stuck this summer with one ridiculous, ungodly, inaccurate month. Now, we have a gentleman on the phone who is in the business of analyzing radio ratings.
I heard that call from Greg last Friday. That was great.
Wasn't that great? Nice to know that Greg and Keith and all those people over there love us and especially love the bird and want to...
Will that smooth out the waters, Glenn?
What?
That call Greg made.
Well...
Did you ever call Joanne?
No, not... Wait a minute, Marvin. What are you doing? You digging for change? What is he doing? Cheryl, what? She doesn't have anything up there? What is he talking about?
I don't know.
By the way, Marvinette.
No, it doesn't make any difference whether she's there. Is the door open? All I want is a soda. She doesn't have to be in there to take one of those sodas. You don't have to get permission from her. She isn't there. Marvin, you got to learn the ropes around this joint. You just take whatever you want. Go ahead, sir. I'm very sorry to interrupt this extremely important call.
Well, Marvin is a great improvement.
Yes. Well, don't say that. Nick is in the building, and Nick is very sensitive. In case you haven't noticed.
He's such a nice guy.
No, you don't need permission. Don't believe anything she tells you, okay? We feed her like it's going out of style. It's thanks to us that she stopped looking like Ichabod Crane Jr. Go ahead, sir.
Anyway.
I hate to keep interrupting this extraordinarily perspicacious call.
One thing I do have to say about Glenn, there was a caller talking about...
Now, wait a minute. Let's take a look at the mornings on W Snooze and the Alice Rantel Factor. They went from a 2-7 to a 2-9. Now, remember I said he wouldn't break a 2.
How did Ernie do, by the way?
Ernie, let's look at those FTL. Now you're talking.
What a great idea.
Talk show host. I'm a talk show host.
7 to midnight. All right, now, I don't want you to repeat that. I dumped that because that was the most disgusting thing I ever heard.
Picture it, won't
When I have to start dumping you, that really says
I don't think
a lot,
you've ever been dumped, Phil.
Well, you have now. I'm not putting that kind of filth on you.
I'm usually in control.
I must confess to you, I don't find a number.
Maybe there isn't one. Is he still on the air?
No,
well, he's still on the air, but it's not on here. He didn't make the cutoff. The cutoff point is a 1-2. So Ernie didn't make a 1-2 at night.
I'll bet Ernie will never find screws in his tires.
I would imagine. Thank you so much, Marvin. Now, see, wasn't that difficult? That's terrific.
Boy.
What was I just saying before Marvin so rudely interrupted with that soda? About Ernie. No, he didn't make it. I wish Spike Weiser would give me the QAM numbers so that I can have Bill Calder's number. I hope it went up to like a 0.8, which would be double. Just for Bill, he deserves it. Doesn't he?
Well, see, we're all afraid to say anything because
Why?
they'll accuse us of ripping him.
Oh, okay.
Say anything.
He does deserve
it.
Okay, listen, is that it?
Anyway.
No, we never got our
Ernie. We never heard
talk
about Ernie
at all.
I just told you he didn't make it. It's not on here.
So that means he just did not have any rating.
It means it was under a 1-2. We need the QAM breakout. For morning, I want to see if Calder had anything in the morning. No, he can pull QAM out of there. He did it for me last time. Yeah, it didn't make the cut. FTL didn't either. Boy, Gary's laughing. I don't understand why. Don't laugh at these people. This is their livelihood now. Okay, here's 25 to 54. WIOD from a 3.8 back up to a 4.2. So it looks like that when June disappears, we should be in great shape, except for the Alex Bennett factor. Now, I want you to give me your appraisal, although I think, didn't you already do it?
No.
About Alex Bennett?
Go ahead, Phil.
My appraisal?
Yes.
That was it. That was excellent, Phil. Excellent.
He sounded like...
Wait a minute. Can you say that again, sir?
Nothing more needs to be said, Phil.
What do you expect from PHJ? Listen, he sounded like Joey Reynolds with an enema bottle.
He sounded like Joel Reynolds?
Something like that. He was, I don't know, he was nice, but he was,
Well, I'm going to tell you, it took me
about
a solid week to get the audience back. I guarantee you that. My hand to the sky.
I wouldn't even call. Hey, listen, how are the Dodgers doing? I hate to ask.
It's not worth taking any time from the show for, okay?
No.
They're just buried in oblivion.
No, poor Tommy.
He'll be all right.
Yeah, at least he's keeping the weight off. Wow.
Well, it's obvious you have nothing to contribute today, so...
No.
It's been a real pleasure.
One last thing.
I'm glad we got it out of the way.
Glenn's talking about how nice he is at all these, when he makes these guest appearances.
Oh, he's not.
I have to tell you, he was really rude at Toyota.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you were,
what are you
Glenn?
talking about?
I know. I already know that.
Let me tell you this story.
Oh,
I came up with my wife who had never met you before, okay? And you turned to her and you said, "Is she the dork lady? Is she the dork lady?" And I says, "No, she's not." And you turn your back immediately.
Oh, God.
Have a great day.
Good day.
I can't believe he did.
Well, I think the truth is finally coming out about you and your intemperate behavior, so you better govern yourself accordingly, is all I can say. Wednesday at Specs will be a good time to start on turn over a new leaf. 12:35 at WID. I can see that he's really moved, and there's some people that just don't get the message. Some people who refuse to get the message until it's too late. You know what I mean? Look what happened to Don Agony. 25 till 1 at WIOD, and we'll be right back. Okay, 12:38 at WIOD. Is there anybody else you want to know before we proceed with the calls?
I can't think of it.
Because the audience hates this. They don't care about any. I mean, they'd not like to know that we did well, but they don't. This is strictly for people in the business who aren't close enough to management to get the information.
Right. Numbers with decimal points. Our favorite. Numbers with decimal points.
Jeff Gonzer, we want to congratulate, went from a 1.9 to a 2.1 in 12 plus. So just before they blew everybody out over there, they were doing their biggest number ever.
Turned the corner.
They had just turned the corner and they blew everybody out. Can you believe that?
That's it.
Boy, talk about bad driving skills. They just don't know what the hell's going on. WINZ in midday, 12 plus, went from a 1.8 to a 2.1. So Tim Williams, congratulations. You and Dennis can rest easy. Make no mistake about it, they are doing it. In both places, okay? I can't wait till we get the demographics, like 25 to 54, and see the great numbers they had on those two stations. And in the afternoon, believe it or not, but Sandy, I guess they got everybody in the right day. Dennis really did it. He put people in the right day parts, make no mistake about it, because in the afternoon, WNWS from a 2.7 to a 3.5 with Sandy.
They got it.
Oh, boy. And, of course, don't forget, they've also got that Channel 10 simulcast in there. That must be a big number. That must be a heavyweight number, okay? So congratulations, Dennis. Maybe you don't have to drive me out of the market after all. You guys are really kicking some serious ass, and life went through the roof. So you better call Jack and tell him to just govern himself accordingly, okay? From the car probably be a good place to call from. 21 till 1 at WIOD. Dania, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Hi.
I'm one of the people who saw that Channel 7 report.
All right, now you're number 4. So far we've had 3 distinctly different versions.
Well, it basically just showed you in the very beginning, like they said, that old picture of you in there.
Eating. I was eating, right?
All over and stuff. But you know what got me about the whole report is
Yes.
that here they talk about that guy and how he's been trying to get you off the air.
You don't mean Jack, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, my
that's
goodness.
what I mean. I won't even, use his name. but they never gave you a chance. I mean, what happened to fair journalism here?
Oh, they don't know anything about that. Well, they did speak to Disney, and of course, I guess that was their idea of giving equal time.
Because, you know, if somebody's going to have all these allegations towards you, you'd think they'd at least talk to you.
Well, they are pretty far away, you know.
Yeah, and as far as that senator goes, he kind of, like, insinuated, well, he's going to look into all of this,
well, let me ask.
Radio
all right,
stuff.
let me ask you. Did he specifically mention me by name and say if
I
it's?
don't think he really used Neil Rogers. I think he said, well, he's going to listen to them, like your tapes and stuff.
Oh, I see.
And see if they're, you know, if he'd have to do anything about getting it off the air because he thinks the shock radio is getting too far, blah, blah, blah.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, I know the tapes that were sent there, and there was a lot of stuff taken out of context and a lot of material that we haven't played on the air in 8 months here. Yeah, it was very nicely edited by Jack, but, you know, that's not the way they do things in Washington.
You know, I can't believe that somebody like that can really, really go around devoting their life to this. I mean,
absolutely.
How old is this
every
guy?
waking moment of every single day, this is the only life that the man has, is
How
just
old
harassing.
Is he? Retired?
37.
What?
37.
Oh, my God.
No, he isn't retired. His wife is an attorney, and she works and brings home a paycheck, and this is the way he...
I mean, I just can't believe that somebody'd go that far to, you know, like what you're saying about license plates and everything. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah.
You know, whatever happened to the right to privacy?
Well, maybe he read too many Sherlock Holmes stories, something
But,
like
you
that.
know, it may work in your favor, like Married with Children used to be really... You know, not very, well, I always liked it, but the ratings were never that good.
Yeah, like this
when
show.
That woman made that big stink about it, the ratings went up great.
Yeah, like this show. We never had much in the way of ratings.
Well,
and,
until I first read an article a couple of years ago, I never knew about, you know, really about Neil Rogers.
Are you serial?
Mm-hmm, and then I saw it in the paper. I go, gee, somebody who would harass Allendale, that sounds like my kind of show.
Well, that's great, because I know that the Sunshine Magazine over at the Sun Sentinel is going to do it. They got a woman who's going to do an incredible hatchet job on this show. It's coming up real soon. So I'm sure that'll probably increase the cume by 20,000 people.
At least.
Yeah.
But, you know, I love your show, and they better not take it off the air, because it really is about the only thing to listen to in
Well, you can say that again.
South Florida. Okay, and you all have a good day. Bye-bye,
Okay,
Bird.
see ya. 1242 at WIOD. Now we have 4 different stories on the Channel 7 report.
Mm-hmm.
And it is nice to know that there are that many people watching Channel 7 News. There's an open line in Broward, 524-WIOD. If you'd like to know how your favorite station did in the trends, I'm sure there are a lot of people in the audience that are just shaking and quaking out there. They stopped coming in, though. Did I miss something? We got to 25 to 54, and he stopped bringing them in. We've only got the whole day, the whole week, 25 to 54. We don't have the day parts.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they stop coming in? Is there some reason for that? I want to see those 18 to 34s myself. Bill Wise will be just apoplectic.
You won't get those, I don't think.
We'll get them.
Really?
We have to go back there and raise
Might
what...
have to do
I also
that.
didn't get the QAM numbers either.
I won't say anything about those. Yes, it'll be taken out of context and it'll
Twisted
be
around.
Twisted around if I say
we're
a
used to
word.
that, aren't we?
You know it.
Probably Senator Inouye will get a copy of the comments. Miami Beach, hello.
Hello. This is the 5th report on the Channel 7 radio.
Okay, well, listen, we can get up to about 20. We can have 20 separate reports.
Well, here's what Disney said. They showed him sitting at his desk, and he simply said he seemed to be quite unperturbed and smiling slightly.
And he said, go mind your own business.
No, he said, well, we don't use any of those 7 forbidden words. That's
Right.
all remember there.
Well, at least not on the air. I've heard him use some off the air.
Well, then, as you eating, being shown eating, there was no. They showed you 2 or 3 times momentarily, and you looked pretty good. There was no indication that you were eating. There was no food. You were not chewing. There was no food.
Isn't this incredible? Because we've had 2 different reports on that.
Well, now you
Let's
may,
take a poll. Eating or not eating, folks?
Well, you may. I don't know what position you take. You sit down and lean over the microphone. That's probably what you might have been doing.
Well, lately I've been, like Jim Baker, I've been doing the show in the fetal position. I curl up under the table.
Okay, now...
Now, what about Senator Inouye? What kind of smart-ass stuff did he have to say?
Well, they showed Senator Inouye, and now somebody said before that he didn't speak, that
they just talked about
Jane
it.
Aker, either Jane Aker reported or he said, and here's what was said.
Jane Aker.
Yeah, Jane Akery. That's the way you pronounce it.
Akery.
You spell her name A-K-R-E, but you pronounce it Akery.
Oh, I always called her Jane Aker.
Yeah. Well, somebody, some of the others did too, but it is Akery.
She used to be on that show, Green Acres. Mm-hmm. Okay, now what did Senator Inouye have to say? Let's get right down to it.
He looking at a paper in front of him, and he said, just what he said at the Iran-Contra thing, he said, I'm shocked. That's the words he used. Either Jane Akeley said that, or he said it. And then he said, I will send for the tapes.
But that's a long time ago. That's about 2 months ago. See, so that's footage that they took. They pieced together a thing from weeks apart. See, that goes way back in the beginning.
Well, see, that was not indicated.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Well, that's the way they do it on TV. You know, they just take a bunch of stuff and they, schneid it all up and they slap it together, and that's it.
Well, he shocks easy, I guess. Well, now there's one other thing I want to say, and that's about the report of the hijinks being performed by the UN football players, that they're taunting and so on and so forth. Well, those things were really provoked. There was a story the day before coming out of Wisconsin that there was going to be a big upset. There was one a young Wisconsin football player went into detail about it, and that probably provoked them. Then the other thing, as to these piling up of the score, in the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game, it looked like an upset was about to occur. Erickson only had completed one pass in 9 tries.
Yeah.
And the other team, Wisconsin, scored first. It was 3-0.
Yeah, I saw that part. I was at the track. They had the game on.
Well, then, of course, the idea was to get Erickson, get his confidence up. And so as when he started rolling, the coach left him in there long enough so that he had a firm
grip on things.
What?
Can we say that? A firm grip on things. Right.
And
well, we don't want to say Senator Inouye will get upset about that too. Well, listen, don't lose any sleep over it. It's just a game, right?
Yeah. Some other time I'd like to call in and give you the origin of the word Simis.
Simis.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you should mention that, because the next time Channel 7 comes in, I'm going to be eating carrot Simis on the air, so it's going to be great.
I'll tell you what that is right now.
No, next time. Don't use all your good material in one call, sir.
Okay,
Have a great day.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Like about a year from Tisha B'Av, he could call back in and tell us about Simmons. What is that stuff you got over there?
Somebody faxed me an article from the Wall Street Journal about the problems the Pat Sajak show is having.
Oh, yeah.
Big problem.
Monumental problems.
They are.
Like no viewers.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem, as a matter of fact.
So what are they going to put on there? Reruns of Green Acres?
They're, yeah, as a matter of fact.
Didn't she send me the plant? Or was that somebody else who sent me the plant?
Was that Jane Akery?
And I called her Jane Aker. And you didn't even correct it.
You didn't, or I would have. Did you really?
Yeah. I don't know what her name is. She just she does okay. She does a good job.
Yes.
Plant died, but it's 12 minutes before 1 at WIOD. Now, she's very nice. And what's her name's very nice, too. Not a lot of talent, but she's very nice. What's her name?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's tell you about Toyota.
See, I don't know.
Huh? You don't know? Boy, you're really non-committal today. You don't want to say anything anymore. Don't you want to talk about Calder?
The track?
No, the talk host, the show. 89s are flying out of Toyota of Hollywood because people are getting deals of a lifetime right now. There literally are just a few days, I mean a very, very few, before they're going to be loading up on the 90s and they're going to be coming into the car lot. So you better get over there now and check out these tremendous deals. A brand new 89 Super with leather interior and power seats, $19,800. An 89 Tercel 2-door, $6,790. A Corolla 4-door, $89.90. And don't forget similar fantastic savings on used cars right across the street at Toyota of Hollywood's used car lot. An 84 Mazda GLC, $22.95. An 88 GMC G15 pickup, $98.95. An 86 Chevy Z28 Camaro, $73.95. An 88 Nissan pickup, $67.95. An 86 Celica GT Coupe with automatic air and stereo, $84.95. We could take hours and go down the list of really tremendous bargains, but you got to get your butt over there and look around and pick out just the one you want. Right now, best time of the year to buy at Toyota of Hollywood on 441, just south of Sheridan Street in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. Charlie Galley was a rookie in R&D. Excellent when it came to brainstorming, but not real strong in the practical application department. I remember one time flying Midway Airlines to the home office, and Charlie was captivated by the low fares. By his off-the-cuff arithmetic, the company would save a bundle by year end. Enough to put in a health club, build a new R&D wing, and fly everyone to St. Croix for the annual meeting. His logic was a little sketchy, yet somehow he made it all sound possible. Last I heard, he'd turned his 27th million at age 27. Maybe there was something in his logic after all. Or maybe he still flies Midway.
Midway Airlines. Our spirit's a daily part of business lives. Happy not only to save you money, but time and effort as well. Midway. Our spirit will lift you.
Sounds like an alibi to me. Oh, excuse me, 1251 at WIOD. We're still looking for Ernie Sochin on this thing here, but he didn't make the cut. I don't know what you're looking for. They don't have ratings on when you're on, okay? They don't, no, I know, not a word. I know, we don't want to say it. Okay, let's continue with the calls here. We have an open line in Dade County, 75. What? Look at that. There it goes. Boy, I bet you they don't get calls like that on FTL. And even Palm Beach. Look at that phone, man. Every line is just blazing here, and it's a Monday after a tough Dolphin loss, and the ratings are out, and they were great for us, and they're still calling. Now, I think it's Marvin. It must be, because everything else is the same. And the fact that we got Nick out of there, well, I don't want to put it in those terms. The fact that Nick is busy with other duties during these hours. Isn't that a nice diplomatic way of putting it? I think the audience has just changed their whole attitude. Now, see, it's not me. I'm not the one who's intimidating. It was Nick, the one who was intimidating. That's why there were times a lot of people were terrified to call. Right?
I don't know.
Exactly. Anyway, I want to thank my friends over at Channel 7 for doing that today. We've had 5 different reports on that story so far. Each one of them has been entirely different. And do you have any idea what it really was all about?
Would you like to wander over there at 2 o'clock?
No. Are you out of your mind? I got the Expos Langston against Maddox today.
What's wrong with me? What is my problem?
Are you dreaming? I got my brand new Vet convertible sitting out there. It's starting itself. It's so ready to go to my house to watch that game.
Well,
and you're talking about
me.
How about you wander over there? You have nothing else to do.
How do
You're
you
going
know?
over there. Great, good idea. Maybe they got some food over there. Okay, it's 8 minutes. In fact, if they do, bring some back.
He said he's going to go check the
Well, we
tape
should have begged for some food today. Have you noticed? Nothing came in. No food, and it's too late now. There's no way that we're not eating now. Coral Springs, hello.
Yes, hello?
Hi.
Hi. Listen, first of all, I want to talk about the Cubs. I was up there in Atlanta last weekend, and I'll tell you, I got Andre Dawson's signature. And
Great.
Yeah, he hit 2 home runs that day.
In a game they lost, yeah.
Yeah.
8-5.
But anyways, I was hoping if you guys wanted to finance me going to any of the games, I'll get his autograph.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't want to finance anything for you, but I do have some old tickets from the Cubs-Mets games on that Sunday. The last day we were there, we had about 6 extra tickets, and I didn't want to scalp them because I knew that Jack would probably have some people there on the street waiting to arrest us. So
Really?
I have 6 souvenir tickets from the last Cubs-Mets game. That's the one that Mark Grace hit the home run and the Cubs won.
Yeah, I got his autograph. They are so nice.
Yeah,
they're so young.
Mark Grace is so nice. There's no question about it.
But they're energetic. They're young. And
Well, that's terrific. And then Greg Maddux is young and energetic, too. I hope he's very energetic this afternoon for about 7 innings.
But let me tell you, I will have to say that they did not look good.
In Atlanta?
Yeah, in Atlanta.
Well, no, we had to get that out of our system. Better to do it then than to wait till the last 2 weeks. You know, we had to get that little thing out of our system.
Yes.
And they did.
Yeah, we had a great time. Also, I wanted to tell you that you were talking about Metamucil earlier.
Metamucil, yeah.
Okay. And
very big in this town, by the way.
Okay,
I buy a lot of
noticed
stock
that.
in it.
But I will have to tell you, last week there was an announcer, I think it must have been on a Saturday, on WIOD, I should say that. And
that wasn't Smeg Green, was it?
well, he was announcing this girl that was going to that was going to take pictures at a fight, and what he came out and said that the girl was going to take pictures at the fart.
Oh, that was Shane Thomas. That was in the newsroom. Yeah.
I'll have to tell you,
Yeah,
my
you got it a
daughter
little twisted around, yeah.
My daughter enjoyed that.
That would take quite a camera, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and I'll have to tell you, only because you're a Cubs fan do I listen to you.
Well, that's great.
I have a salon, and I try to keep you on all the time. But sometimes my ladies, they get a little upset when, you talk about the green phlegm and all that.
Yeah, well, tell them to take a little of that Metamucil.
Exactly.
It'll change their whole disposition.
I
Okay,
will.
listen, have a great day, and we'll try to see if Maddox can do it today.
Yeah.
And win the game, too.
Okay.
Okay, thanks a lot. 12:55 at WIOD, and boy, it's really great. What are you reading the newspaper? I don't understand this.
Ann Landers, leave me alone.
Oh, excuse me.
You guys are, Oh, are you finished? Oh, I was reading about the teens having sex.
Are you starting this again? You were reading about teens having sex?
No, that was all. I was just totally into this Ann Landers world.
Who wrote the letter, Jack?
Somebody in Oregon.
Boca. Boca. Do you believe that?
Whole
caller in
articles
Boca
about this.
disappeared because of your intemperate behavior. Didn't like your attitude.
Right.
Coral Gables, hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Okay.
This story on Channel 7, isn't this the great journalism that lost them affiliation with one of the big three networks?
No, they didn't lose the affiliation because of the journalism. They lost it because Weston, because General Electric bought Channel 4, which owns NBC.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, they didn't lose it because of their crappy journalism. I mean, that just happens to be a constant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And also about the senator, every time they go after someone that's of importance, it's usually cover up some scandal.
Yeah.
And he has been seen with Jessica Hahn lookalike.
Yeah. Having dinner with Barney Frank.
Could be.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
So hold your guns.
Okay.
I'll be there with you.
See ya. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
12:56 at WID. A lot of tension building on this show today. We have an open line in Dade. Now, why did these numbers? Did you remember how frantic they were coming in here? And all of a sudden, we got to the 25 to 54s, and we got the whole day, the whole week, but we don't have the day parts. The 18 to 34s most certainly have not cast a shadow on this door. We've only got 1 hour to go. We don't have a lot of time to waste here.
You're going to have to go pry some of those.
Yeah, during the
out
1
of
o'clock
Bill
news,
Wise.
I'm going to have to kind of saunter back there and
Yes.
see what the hell is the slowdown.
It's the only way you're ever going to get to see
What
him.
is going on here? Well, I guess Spike is, he was not happy. Not a happy camper when he walked out of here the last time. Boy, he looked at those GTR numbers, and his head started spinning around, and then it looked like Linda Blair was back. Bob McKay from QAM, is he on? Where is he? He called? Well, why didn't he speak to us on the air? Calder? Oh, well, thank God I'm getting this from somewhere. Calder went from a .4. We know it was a .4, right? .1?
No.
To a .6. Well, that's good in 1 month. He's only been there for 2 months. Oh, Cume from 4,800 to 12,100. Well, that's almost triple in no time at all. So how do you like that? See, if he breaks a 1 over there, which he will in probably the next, in the summer book, they'll be ecstatic.
That's
Because
right.
he started with nothing. That's all I wanted to know. Boy, that's great. Congratulations, Bill. Thank the Lord. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Okay, we got the big 1 to 2 hour coming up, but in the meantime, we have 3 open lines to attend to there. 1 in Dade, 751 WIOD, 1 in Broward, 524 WIOD, and 1 in Palm Beach. See, I made a very bad mistake. I made that comment about how great the audience had been today, that even with a good trend here and with a Dolphin loss and with it being a Monday, and they had just been incredibly involved in the show and enthusiastic, and some of them even had something to say, which for this show is very, very rare. And now, all of a sudden, I have a feeling they're going to slack off. One thing I should have learned a long time ago, you never, ever compliment the audience, because then they rest on their laurels, okay? They sit back and they rest on their laurels. Okay, we do want to remind you that incredible Channel 7 News is coming up later on with Sally and that whole crew. Don't we? Don't we want to give them a little plug since they've been so kind to me? And where's that thing with Steve's show on it again? Oh, here, I keep trying to hide it because it's so morbid. Marvin Weinstein is the guest on the Kane Show, parents of murdered children. And then on Sports Talk, Rick Weaver will tell you why the Dolphins were robbed in yesterday's heartbreaking loss to the Bills, followed by, Bush Bing Bang, who's got just a few appearances remaining until baseball season ends, until the start of the Dick Farrell show. That Dick Farrell, seriously, he is so good that it defies description. In other words, there is nothing I can say to you to make you understand just how talented this man is. So why even bother, right? And we'll come back after Chuck Meyer in the 1 o'clock news here on 610 WIOD.
News Talk Radio 610, WIOD presents Neil Rogers. To get in touch and talk, call 751-WIOD in Dade, 524-WIOD in Broward, or 655 and 278 WIOD in the Palm Beaches. Other areas may call collect. The opinions expressed by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily those of the station. Now, here's Neil Rogers on News Talk Radio 610 WIOD.
It's the 1 to 2 hour.
Okay, a little loose there, but I was right in the middle of a sentence here. Well, we don't have time for the show. We got so much important stuff going on inside.
Numbers.
Okay?
We have numbers.
Well, anyway, 18 to 34. Now, Spike-wise, I got to admit, even though he is a munghead, he did hand me all of this stuff. He was a real gentleman about it. He looked really depressed. Well, look at this, 18 to 34, midday now. I don't want anybody to get nervous, but WGTR went from an 8.4 to a 7.8. We went from a 6.1 to a 6.7.
Ooh.
Now, 7.8 and 6.7 are not that far apart. Am I right? A point apart. This is 18 to 34, which we're not even, those people aren't even supposed to listen to AM. When we came here, it was what?
0.3?
0.3 or something like that.
I think it was a 0.3.
And now we've got a 6.7. I will tell you, Gloves 94 had a great 18 to 34 in midday. They went from a 5.1 to a 7.2.
That is great.
So they jumped right into the fray there, which is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's get to these 25 to 54s, because all of you in the audience know that if you're not 25 to 54, in the radio and television world, nobody cares about you, okay?
Correct.
It's like you're a non-person.
That's right.
And in the morning, Ranieri had 4.1 from a 4.3, so about flat. What else do we want to see in the morning? Now, this is the Alice Rantel factor at work. It is shocking. Collins must be going nuts. They went from a 0.7 in the morning to a 1. In 25 to 54. Last, 25th, they only ranked 25 in these. They're still last, but they're at a 0.1, so they're moving in on WXDJ.
No, 1.
The Cat.
1.0.
They had a 1.
Yeah.
And MBM, they're closing in on those stations there. Now, what happened here in midday, 25 to 54? Let's take a peek here. I promise I won't bore you with too much more of this. Magic from a 9.5 down to a 7.8. How the mighty are dropping. Well, that was a fluke anyway.
Had to be.
IOD, we went from a 6.3 to a 7.4 in 25 to 54. And, of course, that includes the 2 o'clock hour. Why are you snickering? Hot from a 7.8 to a 7.2. Love from a 3.5 to a 4.7. Love had a real nice trend here, okay? So it's good that we made up with them just in time. Just in time. Hey, Greg, how you doing, babe?
Yeah.
25 to 54 in the afternoon now. Let's take a look at Mr. Kane. From a 3.5 to a 3.5. He stayed flat, so that's, something. I don't know what, but it's something. No, let's see. Now, wait a minute. Let's check out WOLD here in midday 25. Debbie might have put a real wrinkle. Let's see. INZ, 0.7 to a 0.9. Uh-oh, Debbie Ellis. She had that bigger number in midday, but it wasn't. It was old. Because 25 to 54, they went from a 1.5 to a 1.3. So, evidently, Debbie has added the Geritol and Metamucil set to that after the midday. Afternoons, let's see if Sandy has brought her usual sparkling touch with the younger demos. Yes, she has. From a 1.8 to a 1.5. 25 to 54. So, Dennis, it isn't just what it appears to be. You continue selling that. That's a great combo, that Life and WOLD. Old, older, and oldest, man. Let's talk about those nursing homes and those ACLFs. Oh, God. I remember those days. Oh, yes, those adult congregate ACDFs, adult congregate dying facilities. It's just shocking, isn't it?
Oh, I love that, Debbie Ellis. Oh, they don't come any bigger than her in the business.
Wow. So the worm is turning, ladies and gentlemen. We had that depressing month in the month of June. And I guess Jack probably thought, well, they're going to be off the air anyway. Their audience is just vanishing. But oh, I like the pitch on that, don't you? It's like somebody goosed the singers there right at the very end. Can we say that? I don't want to get Senator Inouye all upset. It's 10 minutes past 1 at WIOD. Now, he's got a good sense of humor, doesn't he? It's just that he doesn't show it on the outside. Kind of like stern and grim. Howard Stern and Bob Grimm. Charlie Grimm used to manage the Cubs. Okay, 10 past 1. Let's tell you about, speaking of the Cubs, how about Don Zimmer losing that weight on Nutrisystem? You can see it. Because when a Cub pitcher is pitching bad, he races out there now. He doesn't have to waddle like he used to. He's lost about 25 pounds at least. Our very own Sonny Hirsch, he looks tremendous.
Different
looks
person.
Like a different, absolutely different person. It's amazing. And he hasn't been on it that long. He's lost, I'm sure, over 45 pounds, and he has only been on it a few weeks. So if you want to lose that debilitating fat, which is disgusting and unhealthy and looks like, let's face it, looks like awful. Okay?
You know Sonny wears like real shirts now?
Yeah.
You noticed?
And tucks them in.
Yeah.
Which is a sure sign that you're not fat anymore.
True.
Look at that. There's the proof. You get involved with Nutrisystem and you're going to fall in love with it, and you'll get all over these stupid gimmicks and diet plans that don't work. This will be the last weight loss program you ever have to get involved with. For your no-obligation computerized weight loss consultation, call Nutrisystem right now while it's fresh on your mind, and in no time at all you can look exactly like Don Zimmer. Call toll-free 1-800-344-THIN. That's 1-800-344-8446.
Finally, a home service that really cares. South Florida Home Services offers a variety of professional service. They also know the worry of bringing someone you don't know into your home to care for what you've worked so hard to acquire. The folks at South Florida Home Services are dependable, hardworking, and trustworthy, but everyone tells you that. The professionals at South Florida Home Services want the chance to prove it. Their monthly cleaning service provides service when and how many times you need it. You can have your home or condo cleaned by 1 or 2 people depending on your needs for as low as $35. And they bring their own cleaning supplies. Just $35 can make your home sparkle while you attend to other things. South Florida Home Services, 100% guaranteed, insured, and bonded. Serving Broward, Boca, Delray, and West Palm. Call 781-9625 in Broward for full information with no obligation. Mention WIOD and get a free gift when you start on your regular service. Call today, 781-9625. Join Neil Rogers and the Bird live from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Wednesday at the Spec Store between 124th and 125th Street on Biscayne Boulevard in North Miami. There'll be lots of food from Possibilities, lots of fun, and spec specials for everyone.
WIOD. Let me hear you. A1, A2, A3.
Loan me $50.
Okay, it's 13 past 1 at WIOD, North Lauderdale. Hello.
Hi, Neil. How you doing?
Okay.
I want to